Hi, everybody. I'm DJ Foster here with Grand Valley State head football coach Matt Mitchell for this GLIAC football preview. Mitch, 8-3 record last year in 2011. You guys won your last 7 games after a tough 1-3 start. How did the momentum of the late season win streak kind of carry over to the offseason?
Well, I think it kind of, if anything, showed our guys that we were doing things right, taking care of a lot of little details that we had success, and we didn't take care of those details we didn't have success. So from that standpoint, as we headed into the off-season workouts, the lifting and the running and the things our guys did in those winter months, the focus was on the little things, taking care of the little details. And I think that led us into spring ball in the same type of theme. And I think our workouts this summer and the guys sticking around here and continue to develop, I think it's been less talking about the big picture, and it's been more talking about the little things. And if there's anything that we came out of the 2011 season, it is that when we took care of the details, we had some success. We didn't take care of the details, we did not.
Offensively, in those last 7 games, you guys were very strong. I think that was a key for most of the season. Your offense played well. And you bring back a lot of guys, a lot of skill players. Heath Parling, quarterback, wide receiver Charles Johnson, a good core of running backs. What are you looking for from the offense this season?
We have high expectations for our offense. Just as you mentioned before, we led the league in scoring, and having some depth at the quarterback position, have some experience coming back at that position is critical. We don't lose any of our rushing yards from last year. We're leading receivers back, and with Matt Armstrong hopefully back after a year off of an injury, 4 of the 5 guys up front have played in games and been productive. So there's quite a bit of expectations on that group coming into camp. There shouldn't be any them stepping back from where they were. We need to continue to build on, and to be honest with you, we got to rely on those guys that have made plays to continue to make plays. And then we've got some other younger faces. It'll be interesting to see how they help out in terms of depth and what they do. But a bulk of the yardage coming back statistically should help us get off to a good start in 2012.
Defensively, you lose a couple key names, Danny Richard, Andre Thomas, Zach Breen, Brad Howard, guys like that who have been around the program for a while. So who are you looking for to kind of take over on that side of the ball?
That's the interesting thing with our defense. We didn't lose a great volume of players, but those guys that you mentioned were very productive players for us. And so I think that's more than anything. We have quite a few guys coming back on defense. When Danny went out, that forced some other guys to step up. And but we've got 8 of 11 guys coming back on defense. So we have some guys that played, but not all of those guys consistently week in, week out were playing up to the standards we need them to play up to. So I think it's one of those things like on offense, there's a good chunk of guys coming back. They have been productive. We have some guys coming back on defense, but we don't need to lull ourselves into thinking we're good on the defensive side of the ball because we had some guys out there that didn't play as good as they needed to.
Sure.
And so that'll be the main thing is we need to get a lot of repetitions at camp and keep developing and improving. And we've got to have some guys that were first-year starters last year. And a lot of these guys are going to be heading into their junior season, start playing like upperclassmen and start playing like the defense that we need to play, and have some other younger guys contribute. So it's an interesting dynamic. We have some different things going on both sides of the ball. Defensively, there's improvement to be made, even though we still have quite a few of those faces back.
Taking a brief look at the schedule, you start on September 1st at Western Oregon, then you'll play 3 Ohio schools, as is the schedule for this season, and then all the Michigan schools at the end of the year. You go home and away every week, back and forth. So kind of what are some of your thoughts on 2012 schedule?
It's a difficult schedule from the standpoint of, you kind of break it into 3 parts. Just talk about that. We've got a tough road trip to open up. We're heading out to the West Coast, 3 time zones, and there's going to be some challenges involved with the travel and a lot of things that are going on with that. And then, we get into the GLIAC South Division play. We're going to face some teams we have not played before. Our home opener against Notre Dame College, we haven't played there. And anytime you're playing people that you're not as familiar with, there's a lot of things that have to go in that. And then Ohio Dominican had a very good year last year, and we'll have them back at home. And then, in my opinion, the GLIAC North, as evidenced by what happened last year with Wayne State and the Saginaw Valley, and Hillsdale had a good year. That is, based on the 2011 results, going to be the stronger division. And so instead of having, as in year past, you might have a week or so with a South Division school, you're heading right into a pretty rough stretch with 7 straight games of good opponents up in the North Division. So the advantage a little bit with the schedule is that the travel won't be quite as bad. Although this year we do have 2 trips to the Upper Peninsula in the span of 3 weeks. That's going to be a challenge. So there's going to be some challenges based on travel, based on new faces, and also based on the strength of the league. That is going to make things difficult, but I don't really think we are, as a program, looking beyond anything besides the preparation we have to do in camp and seeing where we're at the week heading into that Western Oregon game. That's really our focus right now.
Last thing, real quickly, what do you think will be the key to a successful season this year?
I think it'll be little things. I think on the offensive side of the ball, it's going to come down to ball security and blocking, and our guys taking care of business. And on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to come down to pursuit and tackling and man coverage, those are going to be the things. If we can get focused on those type of things, and our guys understanding that the little things matter and make a huge difference, that is going to be the biggest thing. If we don't grasp those concepts of those little things making a difference, then we're going to struggle at times. So it's going to come down to the little details, and that's what we've been focused on, and that's really what you're trying to clean up and make sure you're working on as you go through preseason camp.
Grand Valley State head football coach Matt Mitchell. Mitch, thanks for the time. Best of luck in 2012.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching this GLIAC football preview.